As we all know, today is September 11th, 2021. And you might be wondering, why are you making this video? Well, because guys, this is a very important day to remember. And lots of us have our own background stories or slide backs of what happened that terrible, tragic day. And I just wanted to make this video just to give you my idea and how I felt about 9/11. And of course, I wasn't born, as you can tell. I wasn't born I wasn't born at that time. I wasn't born on September 11th, 2001. I was born on 2/15/06. So that's like, I was 5 years after 9/11. So anyways, I learned 9/11. I remembered learning about 9/11 when I was in 6th grade. I was in Mr. Richardson's class, and I literally never knew about 9/11 in my life. So like 3 years ago, I learned about 9/11. I learned, and it all started on a it all started on a clear day on that morning. Just the radio going on, the news, everything. It was all pretty good. The weather was nice, just sunny, and just some normal day like any other ordinary day. And at 8:46 a.m., that's when everything changed. So, at 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 86, or what flight was it? It was American flight, a Boeing 737 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. And everyone thought it was an accident because they just thought, the pilot was sick, or the engine stopped working and they couldn't stop, or the pilot was like a bad flyer. They all didn't really care. They didn't take videos yet and all that stuff, and they just got back to where they were doing. And of course, people watched on the news like, "Wow, what's going on?" or stuff like that. So they all thought that was an accident, and then 38 minutes later, after the first plane struck the first building, American Airlines Flight 175, and by the way, I think the last flight was that hit the North Tower was American Airlines Flight 86, crashed into North Tower. But anyways, American Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center, Building 2. And then everyone started filming New York, and people were panicking down the streets. Oh my God, this was an attack. What are we going to do? So they're all screaming. And then if you go to every channel, it would all just be showing the towers on fire. And then had their own imaginations, like, I wonder if there's going to be another plane, whether the plane hits us or whatnot. So after that plane struck, people were running down the streets. People everywhere in the world were watching on TV, thinking how bad this was, and everyone inside. And if you think about it, the fire, not only the towers were on fire, not only it was just the Twin Towers attacked, it was America. And the firefighters had to carry these things on their back that were heavy, so heavy, and they had to carry it all the way up the stairs on the stairway because elevators are in flames. They don't work, right? And then they're like, hey, there's no way I can do this. I can carry this all on my back all the way up those 80 floors. And the firefighter was like, let's go. So they all went up on the stairway, just walking around. And it was just crazy. I mean, they did it, like, yeah. So lots of people were heroes that day. And then around that time, after, there were people on American Airlines. I don't know what flight this was, but they thought they were going to hit the White House or the United States Capitol, which I think they were supposed to hit the White House, but instead, there were heroes on that plane, literally just heroes, right? That wouldn't let that happen and say, we cannot let them hit the White House. And so they were heroes trying to stop the hijackers or the bad guys, and they wouldn't let him hit him. They tried to control the plane, and they hit it on the land in Pennsylvania. They were known as the 9/11 heroes. That, I mean, that was just crazy, guys. I mean, lots of people on that day really showed some spirit, showed some dignity, courage, and all that stuff. And it was crazy. And here's the Twin Towers I have right here. I mean, just think how huge those towers were, and those people had to carry like all of those, and those people like had to carry like all of those things on their back all the way up the stairs. And think how hard that would be with these towers this high of 80 floors or 110. I mean, that's just crazy, man. I mean, guys, that was a crazy day. I mean, honestly, I mean, who would know what would happen? Yeah, these were the towers right here. And here's a memorial. And America never thought this would ever happen. And then also a plane hit the Pentagon. So everyone was panicked. I don't know what flight it was, but everyone was panicked. And soon after that, which the unthinkable happened, the South Tower collapsed. The whole building collapsed. Why? Because they weren't designed to handle extreme heat like that. It was hot. I'm not saying, oh, it's hot. No, it was hot. Like, it was just hot, hot, hot. It was too hot. That's why people jumped out of the buildings. They looked that way and like, should I just stay in there or should I just jump out? And guess what? They chose to jump out. Just think how, I'm sorry, I just can't imagine people do that. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I mean, no way, I would stay in. But seriously, man, that was a sad day. Don't ever just laugh about that. Don't ever think that, okay, bad things happen all the time. This is serious, guys. This is actually really serious because no one ever expected this to happen. No one. People had cell phones, calling their families, making sure everyone's okay, and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, but when that tower collapsed, no one thought that would happen. And I would say no one didn't know what to say. Like, there were no words. No words. That was just a sad day. Then the second building came down. Everyone was quiet on that night. No one gone to sleep, just thinking, what in the world did we just have to face today? Guys, I mean, 9/11 is just crazy to think about. A terrorist attack in our country. I can't imagine letting that happen again. 20 years ago, 9/11 happened today. Anyways, that's all I pretty much wanted to say. I just want you to have the same feeling like I'm feeling right now. Just how all those families were lost. You didn't got to see your 2,700 or 3,000 people died that day. Lots of daughters, husbands, brothers, sons, babies, mothers, parents, grandchildren, fathers, grandfathers, and grandmothers, and uncles. All of them passed away. Lots of them did. And that's why One World Trade Center remembers and reflects on what happened. It was just a day none of us would have really thought of, and I just can't imagine just like letting that happen. Like, I just can't imagine what we all just been through. and just how crazy the tragic really was. And yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some photos. That's all I wanted to say. Just please respect that day. Just please just know that bad things happen in life, and we're prepared, and we have that stuff now. And just so you know, just it's hard to know what Jesus is going to do next. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.